What's up everybody, Krishna here and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing a set of Premier Cup battles featuring Arcanine. Now Arcanine is a very interesting pick in Premier Cup and definitely has some really good play in the meta, being able to have good matchups against Togekiss and other steel types. In this team comp, I'm going to be running it with Gyarados and Swampert as well. Now Gyarados and Swampert form a really solid core, and it's the core that I've been using in most of my team comps in recent times and I've had quite a bit of success with it. And as far as Arcanine's moveset is concerned, I'm going to be running Snarl as its fast move, along with Wild Charge and Flamethrower as its charge moves. Yes, Fire Fang would be a little more offensive, but I need Snarl for the energy generation, right? So that's the key here. And then apart from that, Wild Charge is going to provide great coverage against Togekiss and Gyarados. And then of course, Flamethrower has Stab, and I just want that Fire type coverage. You can also run Crunch instead of Flamethrower, but just to provide that additional Fire type coverage, I prefer to have Flamethrower on it. Anyways, if you're new to this channel and interested in PvP related content, please hit that subscribe button and let's just get straight into it. Okay, moving on to the first battle here. I'm going to be leading with Gyarados and then having Arcanine and Swampert in the back. So I'm also running Dragon Breath on Gyarados just to provide that additional coverage against Dragonite and also in the Gyarados mirror. So first battle here, we met with a Togekiss. So this is not a great matchup for Gyarados. So I'm just going to immediately save switch into Swampert. I don't want to save switch into Arcanine because Arcanine isn't necessarily a good save switch option, especially considering that it can get hard countered pretty easily. Also, I'm running Sludge Wave on Swampert just to provide again that additional coverage against Togekiss and more importantly against Dragonite and Gyarados as well. So they do shield up the first Hydro Cannon here. So I'm just going to go straight for the Sludge Wave this time. Let's see. Actually, they're going to get off charge move. So I'm just going to shield this up because I don't want to waste all that energy. And then I'm really hoping they let this go through because Sludge Wave would do super effective damage against Togekiss because of the Fairy typing. And so let's see what they decide to do here. They give up the second shield. That is absolutely fine. So we do lose switch advantage, but we have the shield advantage. So at this point, I can come in with Arcanine here. Arcanine is a pretty positive matchup against Togekiss because we resist the charm damage because of the fire typing and can also hit for super effective with Wild Charge because of the flying typing, right? So yeah, charge move coming through is going to be an Ancient Power. It's going to be doing super effective damage against Arcanine because of the fire typing, which is why I'm going to shield this up. So they make a switch into Metagross this time. So I'm just going to build up a little extra energy and then throw the Flamethrower here. I'm really surprised they actually chose to switch in their Metagross. This is another team comp where it's triple anti-Metagross team, where Metagross basically has no play against this team. Flamethrower doing heavy super effective damage. Then I'm just going to soak the charge move with Gyarados here. I'm hoping this is an Earthquake, but it probably is only a Meteor Mash here. It's going to be resisted because of the water typing, and I can commit to the complete Dragon Breath farm down here. The reason I switched out is Arcanine isn't the most tankiest Pokemon, and even though Meteor Mash would be resisted, it would still do quite a bit of damage. So Magnezone comes in. Okay, this is not a great matchup for Gyarados because it's doing double super effective damage with because of the water flying typing. And they're going to throw a charge move right here. I'm really hoping this is a mirror shot, and it is. This is great. We resist the mirror shots, and now it's just a race to the charge move. And I'm able to get to a Hydro Pump in time here. This is huge. Hydro Pump is going to do some heavy neutral damage to Magnezone and pretty much one-shot it because it's extremely glassy. As you can see, just does so much damage. Togekiss comes back in and it's pretty much GG's at this point because we have Arcanine, and I'm just going to build up to 2 Wild Charges here. I know the Togekiss doesn't have enough loaded energy, so I'm just going to build up 2 Wild Charges and then go back to back here. One Wild Charge isn't going to one-shot a Togekiss because it doesn't have Stab coming from an Arcanine. Almost takes it out, but we have another Wild Charge and it's going to be a GG. So as you can see, Arcanine can do pretty well against Togekiss, which Gyarados would struggle against, especially the Dragon Breath variant, which is why I think it can be a great protector for Gyarados in the back against Togekiss and also against Magnezone as well. So pretty solid start to the set. Let's move into the second battle here. Up against who? Sorry, and we have Gyarados into Togekiss. Once again, this is not a great matchup for Gyarados. So I think I'm going to switch into Swampert again here. Yeah, that's my plan. Let's see if they decide to switch out. So they're still not switching out, which tells me they probably don't have an answer to Swampert in the back. So just gonna go straight for the Hydro Cannon here. Don't want all that energy to go wasted if I go for the Sludge Wave and go shielded. So let's see if they decide to shield this up. They do shield that up, so it's a good thing we went for Hydro Cannon. And I'm just gonna go straight for the Sludge Wave this time. Actually, I'm not gonna shield this up because it's gonna be resisted, or at least I'm hoping, but unfortunately it's an aerial ace, right? That gets us extremely low, and they switch into Machamp and instantly delete my Swampert. We wasted so much energy there. I had 1.5 Hydro Cannons and a Sludge Wave ready to go, and that kind of ended up costing me this game. I probably could have easily won it if I had all that loaded energy on Swampert, but it was very nice play on their part, throwing the aerial ace and then immediately switching into Machamp to delete my Swampert. So this is not a great matchup. Also, we fall for the cross chop bait here, which is not great. And yeah, I think I'm just going to risk it at this point. I'm just going to call the bait again here and not shield. Luckily, it's another cross chop because Rock Slide would have come close to taking out Gyarados from this range. Going to throw the Crunch immediately here. This is going to be resisted because of the fighting typing, but definitely going to start chipping away. And I'm really hoping that I can commit to the complete Dragon Breath farm down here. So now the charge move coming through. I'm not going to shield this because it felt a little too soon to be a Rock Slide. I'm expecting a cross chop as it is here. It's going to be resisted. And at this point, I can just come. Actually, they make a switch into their Togekiss. So I'm going to go immediately into Arcanine here. So this is a positive matchup, like I said, again for Arcanine. I'm just going to build up to 2 wild charges and then go back to back here. But they do have loaded energy here. So yeah, I'm going to have to shield this up. It's going to be another aerial ace here. That would have done neutral damage. I was actually expecting an ancient power, but it's fine. So just going to build up to 2 wild charges and then go back to back here. So wild charges again is going to do super effective damage against Togekiss because of the flying typing, but it's not going to one-shot it, right? So we do get the shield there, but luckily we have another one stored up. So again, this isn't going to completely take it out, which is really unfortunate because Snarl is resisted and we are double debuffed at this point as well. Look, even though they have very minimal health, those charms are absolutely destroying the Arcanine and they're able to get to another charge. But this is really surprising that they got to charge move so quickly with Togekiss. That was the third aerial ace in this game, so I was surprised there. So just gonna come in with Gyarados here. It's pretty much GG's at this point. They have a Metagross in the back, so I'm just gonna go for the Hail Mary Hydro Pump here. It's gonna do heavy neutral damage, but isn't gonna finish off Metagross at one shot. Like I said, I think wasting all that energy on Swampert definitely flipped this matchup. Almost one shots it, but yeah. Machamp comes in and one counter should seal the deal there. So pretty well played by my opponent there. I think they managed their energy really perfectly. And I think switching their Machamp into my Swampert and deleting it instantly was a very good play. So moving into the third battle here. We are 1-1 in this set right now. And we met with the Glaceon. This is a neutral matchup. Not a great matchup exactly because Gyarados is still going to take neutral damage from those ice moves. And just going to build up a little extra energy here and yeah, trying to get this crunch off before a charge move comes through. I'm hoping this is not an avalanche. It's probably just going to be an icy wind. It's going to do neutral damage, but it's not going to do that much, but more importantly, it gets us debuffed, right? So I was really hoping to get to a charge move before getting debuffed. So I'm just going to build up a little extra, and then at this point, even though we are debuffed, they're going to be inclined to shield because crunch would take it out from this range. So let's see what they decide to do here. They do shield, so that's good. So I'm just going to build up, yeah. At this point, I think I'm going to shield this up because I don't want all that loaded energy to go to waste. We are double debuffed at this point. Actually, I'm going to shield and switch into my Arcanine here. And I'm going to commit to the complete Snarl farm down. Might have to eat an Icy Wind here. It's going to be resisted because of the fire typing, but it's going to debuff the Arcanine, which is not great. So Icy Wind coming through, like I mentioned, it does debuff the Arcanine. They can make a switch into Gyarados. And it's also a Waterfall Gyarados. So I'm just going to build up 2 Wild Charges here and go back to back here. They have only 1 shield. Even though it's debuffed, Wild Charge does double super effective damage against Gyarados because of the Water Flying typing. They don't shield that and pretty much one-shots it almost. I'm just going to go for the next one here because we are debuffed and the next Waterfall would probably take us out. Might as well just go for it and maintain switch advantage. So yes, we maintain switch advantage there. Metagross comes in and we're going to go down to Bullet Punch, which is absolutely fine because we still have Swampert with full health. And even though Swampert doesn't need Earthquake to beat Metagross, I think the Mud Shot and Hydro Cannon damage is more than enough to beat it on even shields or in any shielding scenario. So I'm just going to go straight for the Hydro Cannon here. Let's see if they decide to shield that up. They don't shield. So actually, at this point, I'm just going to build up a little extra energy and switch into Gyarados and throw the Crunch here. So I was actually hoping to catch a charge move, but we had some loaded energy. And they should definitely pressure the shield from Metagross because it would do super effective damage. We get the shield there, that is absolutely perfect. They make a switch into their Glaceon, but at this point we can just Dragon Breath the Glaceon down, and then because we had that additional energy, I'm going to be able to get this crunch off. It's going to do super effective damage against Metagross and finish it off there. So pretty dominant performance from Gyarados towards the end there. So that was GG's. Like you can see, Arcanine can be so destructive in being able to one-shot a Gyarados as well, even though it was debuffed. I mean, just Wild Charge is such a hard-hitting move. Even though it doesn't have stab, it just does so much damage. Moving into the fourth battle here, we have Gyarados into Excadrill. This is actually a pretty good matchup for Gyarados. It would be even better if he had Waterfall, but those Mud Slaps are double resisted, which is why they switch into Togekiss. I'm going to go into Arcanine here. Arcanine has a pretty positive matchup against Togekiss, and also has a pretty poor matchup against Excadrill, so it works both ways. And as always, I'm just going to build up to 2 Wild Charges here. This is probably going to be an Ancient Power. And even though it's going to do super effective damage, I'm not going to shield this because we can easily survive it and get back-to-back Wild Charges off. So I'm just going to build up a little extra energy. And at this point, we have back-to-back moves here. First Wild Charge coming through. It's going to do super effective damage against Togekiss if it goes unshielded. They do have 2 shields, however. They shield the first one up and going to go for the next one immediately here. Let's see if they decide to burn both shields. Decided to actually they let it go through this time, so that's absolutely fine. We lose switch advantage, but we have the shield advantage now. And I think I'm gonna come in with Gyarados here because we have a little bit of loaded energy and a little bit of extra energy, not too much though. So just gonna try and get to this crunch as quickly as possible before charge move comes through. Crunch, even though it's gonna be resisted, it's definitely gonna take out Togekiss from this range. And like I said, we still have a shield advantage, so let's see what we can do here. They have a Metagross in the back, so this tells me they have something in the back which is even weaker to Gyarados. So just gonna go straight for the crunch here. Actually, yeah, I mean, they have an Excadrill at the back, of course, and my Swampert can handle it, so it's pretty much GG's at this point. So just gonna throw the crunch here. Let's see if we get the final shield. We get the final shield. That is perfect. So at this point, I'm just gonna wait for them to throw their charge move here. Meteor Mash is going to be resisted. It's not gonna take out Gyarados, but as soon as they throw, I'm gonna switch into Swampert here. Swampert can get rid of both Metagross and Excadrill, so immediately gonna come in with Swampert. Like I said, even though we don't have Earthquake, it's still not bad at all because it's gonna take a couple of Hydro Cannons to get rid of it. Absolutely gonna shield this up because we still have 2 shields, and Meteor Mash, even though it's resisted, it would have done quite a bit of damage. So I'm just going to go straight for the Hydro Cannon here. It's going to do heavy neutral damage to Metagross and get it extremely low. And gets it pretty low there. So I'm just going to build up a little extra energy past Hydro Cannon here. And I'm just going to throw the Hydro Cannon just as they're about to get to a Meteor Mash, so that we have loaded energy when the Excadrill comes out, right? So Hydro Cannon is going to finish off the Metagross here. And Excadrill is going to come back in. And gonna go straight for the Hydro Cannon here. It's gonna do super effective damage against Excadrill because of the ground typing, and also Excadrill is kind of glassy, as you can see. Pretty much takes about 80% of Excadrill's health. And I'm just gonna go straight for the next Hydro Cannon here. Probably could have just committed to the Mud Shot farm down. They weren't even able to get to a charge move, and that's because we had loaded energy. So yeah, Hydro Cannon is gonna finish off Excadrill, and that's gonna be a GG. So Arcanine pretty much played a very important role there in being able to take out a shield from the Togekiss and also, land the Wild Charge, which is huge, and that pretty much sealed the deal there. Anyways, moving into the final battle here. We are 3-1 in this set right now, so let's see what we can do. So we have Gyarados into Metagross. Very positive matchup. Like I said, this is a complete anti-Metagross team with all 3 of these Pokemon being able to handle Metagross. I do have to worry about a potential switch out on the crunch, but I'm just going to go for it straight away here. It's going to do super effective damage or pressure their first shield. Let's see what they decide to do here. They shield that up, which is absolutely fine. So they're going to throw a charge move here. It's probably just going to be a Meteor Mash. It's going to be resisted. So I'm not going to shield this up. Sometimes, it throws me off when people have Psychic because that does heavy neutral damage to Gyarados, but most people run Meteor Mash, right? So it's pretty safe for the most part here. But for some reason, they're able to beat us to the second charge move. I'm not sure how. But anyways, we've got to shield this up because Meteor Mash will take us out from this range. And I'm just going to build up a little extra energy. I'm actually expecting them to switch out, but they're not. So I'm just going to go straight for the Hydro Pump here because they have only 1 shield. I either want to pressure their final shield or pretty much knock out this Metagross. Let's see what they decide to do here. They do shield, so that's a little bit of wasted energy. Probably could have gone back-to-back crunch there. And they're going to throw a charge move here. Absolutely going to let it go. It's fine. I'm going to take shield advantage over switch advantage. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to come in with Arcanine. Arcanine is doing super effective damage with Snarl. So they are still staying in this matchup. And now they make a switch into their Swampert. Now this is pretty tricky because they have the energy advantage right now, but we have the shield advantage, so it's not too bad. But I have to make sure that I get rid of the Swampert, right? Because Arcanine is definitely not going to enjoy going up against it. Hydro Cannon is going to do heavy neutral damage. I'm not going to shield the first one because I'll probably shield the second one here. Like I said, they had a lot of loaded energy. Have to shield this up, unfortunately. So, but in the Master League, 2 Hydro Cannons is not going to take out Swampert, right? Because it's a lot more bulkier than Ultra League. So it's going to go straight for the Hydro Cannon here. It's going to do about 40% of Swampert's health, and we do have back-to-back at this point, so it's just going to go for the next one. Again, it's going to get it extremely low, but it's not going to finish it off. That's the unfortunate part. But I'm really hoping that I can commit to the Mud Shot farm down before another charge move comes through, but we lag a little bit and they're able to get to another charge move. This pretty much flips the map here because it's very difficult for me now to win this matchup. And just going to come in with Arcanine and Snarl farm this Swampert down. Let's see what they have in the back. Also, that's 100% IV Swampert there, and they have a Dragonite in the back. So that's, I think it would have been pretty much GG's anyway. Dragonite is extremely difficult to deal with for this team, especially in the back, because it's just so good. And even though Wild Charge does heavy neutral damage to it, even 2 Wild Charges is not going to finish it off, right? And once I get off 2 Wild Charges, there's no way I can clear the defense debuffs, and we're extremely low debuffed in terms of defense right now. And yeah, those Dragon Breaths are absolutely destroying, and this Dragon Claw should definitely finish off Arcanine here. So, pretty valiant effort from Arcanine, but sometimes I guess in certain team comps, there's not a lot you can do. So, overall, it was still a pretty positive set. I think I went 3-2 in this one, and like I said, any team comp you try, you go positive, that's always a good thing. So yeah, I mean, like you can see, Arcanine definitely has some play. As far as Premier Cup is concerned, it's definitely an option to consider if you want to try out something interesting. We are coming to the close of Premier Cup, or not coming to the close. It's going to switch back to all 3 leagues really soon. So I think it's always nice to experiment towards the back half of it as well. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button as well. It would help quite a bit. And I'll see you guys in the next one.